जय श्रीमन्नारायण।
जय श्रीमन्नारायण।
श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः।
श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः।
Let us chant the slokas which we have already finished. The first 4, 5, 6, 7 slokas. Okay. Swadharma jnana vairagya sadhya bhaktyeka gochara Narayana param brahma. Let us jointly, we can chant jointly, right? Narayana param brahma Gita shastre samiritaha Jnana karmatmike nishthe Yoga lakshe susamskrute Atmanubhuti siddhyarthe Purvashatkena chodite Madhyame bhagavat tattva Yathatmya vapti siddhaye Jnana karma bhinirvatyo Bhakti yoga prakirtitaha Pradhana purusha vyakta Sarvesvara vivechanam Karmadhir bhakti rityadi Purvaseshonti moditaha Asthana sneha karunya Dharma dharma dhiya kulam Partham prapannamuddisya Shastravatarnam krutam Nityatma sangakarmeha Gocharas Sankhya yogadhihi Dvitiye sthitadhi laksha Prokta tan mohasantaye Asakta lokarakshaye Guneshvaropya kartrutam Sarvesvarevanyasyoktha Trutiye karma karyata. Now we are discussing about the essence of 4th chapter. Let us chant the sloka first. Prasangat Swasvabhavoktihi Karmano Akarmatasya cha Karmano karmatasya cha Bhedaha Jnanasya mahatmyam Chaturdhadhyaya uchyate Prasangat Swasvabhavoktihi karmanaha akarmatas asya cha bhedaha jnanasya mahatmyam chaturdhadhyaye uchyate. In third chapter, Krishna talked about karma yoga. Third chapter is called as karma yoga. Karma yogo nama trutiyodhyayah. In that chapter, Krishna wanted Arjuna to practice the duty. Karma anusthana was recommended. And in the second chapter, at the end, Krishna concluded with jnana, sthita prajnata. And he said sthita prajnata is very superior, far superior than anything else. Whereas in third chapter again, he started telling to Arjuna to practice karma. Then Arjuna was puzzled whether to practice karma or whether to go for jnana. Sometimes he says to do the karma, and again he explains that jnana is really greater than what is to be done. And is Krishna confusing me? That is how Arjuna started thinking. And then he thought, probably it is for me, Krishna saying all these things, to convince me, to put me, in the track, to wage the war. Probably he is trying to do something like this. Krishna understood the attitude of Arjuna, and thus the fourth chapter started. In the beginning of fourth chapter, Krishna said, "O my Arjun, the way to practice karma is not just I am preaching for you. This is not a new discovery I am just making for you. The same thing was preached to son, and son has given to his son. The first son was S-U-N, next S-O-N. First it was revealed to the planet sun, Surya Devata. Then he preached that to his son, Manu. Manu has given that to his son, Ikshvaku. Thus, it passed on to generations since then. But time span is so big, so people forgot in between. Because people are not able to remember what I preached in the day, I am now revealing the same thing to you here. Then Arjuna thought, what is this funny? You are just elder than me by 6 months. By the time war was organized, Krishna's age was probably 90 years. And Arjuna's age also was more or less 90 years. 90, not 19. Yeah, they were crossing through their 90s. And Krishna was only 6 months older than Arjuna, that's all. So, he asked, what is this? Are you joking with me? It is as if, somebody says, I organized my father's marriage. In this country, of course, it happens. But at least not then there. You said that you are preaching to son, you are preaching to son. Of course, Bhishma too organized. For his own birth I am talking. For somebody's, okay, it's fine. He's talking about his own mother. Sun, the age of sun was 28 Chaturyugas. The existing sun's age is 28 Chaturyugas so far. You know what Chaturyuga is? How many years?
4 years. That is 92 1 million.
4.32 millions. That is one Chaturyuga. That means Kruta, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. Because that was Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga did not start yet. We are in Kali Yuga now, and just before that Dwapara Yuga, and at the last part of Dwapara Yuga, Krishna and Arjuna were there discussing about these things. And that time probably I think 6,000 year old, before 6,000 years. And Krishna said, I preached this to son who born 27 Chaturyugas ago. How it is possible? You born just before and you saying that you preach this to son? That means, were you then there also existing? People even in those days also were curious to know things. If at all you were there, are you having the same body like this? Or is your body something different than what we possess? If at all it is the same, I think you would have been there. If it is something different, what is the matter with which the body formed? And if at all it is true that you have a body like that, what was the reason? What would be the reason? Now we take bodies to experience karma, right? But no, why you take bodies then? Is it the same karma you have to experience, you have to go through? Or is there any other reason? After taking birth, again we experience our fruits of karma. Whether it is punya or papa, that is what we are experiencing. And what are you experiencing then? Through the body. And we take birth when our karmas get ripened. What makes you to take a birth like that then? What is the purpose of your birth? What is the activity during your birth? What is the reason for your birth? And what are the elements your body is made of? These are the things that I want to know. He asked in a nice question in 4th chapter. Replying to those questions, just Arjuna's question was very simple. Avaram bhavato janma, param janma vivasvataha, kadham etad vijaniyam tvam proktavaniti. That was his question. Avaram bhavato janma, param janma vivaswan is the sun. So sun's birth was long ago. And your birth was very recent. Kadhametad vijaniyam, how could I understand if you say that you preach something to sun? Is it possible? So explain to me. That was Arjuna's question. Arjuna in fact was not a fool. He knows the greatness of Lord Krishna. His intention in questioning that way was not just to know how did you preach to sun. It is something else. So many sages, when they were in the forest, used to visit Pandavas, and they revealed the greatness of Lord Krishna to Pandavas several times. And so many sages did so. So Arjuna knows it very well that Krishna is God himself. And he understands that he can exist any time. In spite of that, why he posed such a question, which appears very silly. When we refer to the 4th chapter and observe the reply given by Lord Krishna, then we can understand Krishna gave 6 answers. Arjuna made a pariprasna. He did not just give a prasna. He gave a pariprasna. Pariprasna means if one is having curiosity to know something, he never goes to the teacher and says, "Hey, I am interested in this, come on, tell me whether it is right or wrong." He won't question that way. He asks in such a way so that the teacher understands that he is really curious and he should be replied. That is the way Arjuna also asked Krishna, saying, when Surya born long ago and you born very recently and you said that you preached to him, it means you also must be existing then in some or other form. What was that form? And we born, of course, this is not our first birth. We have taken several births earlier, but we are not able to remember any of them. What we ate during afternoon, we have to think for some time. Then only we can say. Of course, we must have taken sufficiently good. But in spite of that, we forget it. What we ate yesterday, in the evening, or day before, morning, what did we eat? We have to wait for some time so that we may recollect. Then how do we remember what we did during our past life? So we are forgetting what we did earlier, how we were, what originally we are. That also we are not able to understand. We are not able to remember. No, we heard the discourses of so many people, right? Still we are hearing. And we are able to hear for some more years at least. It is because this never bothers us, retain the whole thing into it. That's why we can hear any number of times. The same lesson we can hear any number of times. We forget. But Krishna, when you born then and today also, are you able to remember who you were? If so, our energies and abilities, as Krishna explained in 2nd chapter anyway, what the soul and what its nature, what its abilities are. In spite of having so many abilities with us, we are hardly use any of them because karma is always blocking our abilities. Because of the body. What about you? You are also appearing in front of us with a body which appears just like our body. So your body is also putting some obstructions to you. How your birth and how our birth, what is the difference between you and us while taking the birth? And primarily, is your birth true? That is very important, what I would like to know. He gave his life as an example, Lord Krishna, and then started explaining to Arjuna, saying, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha. As you have so far crossed through so many bodies and taken so many births, so also me. As your birth is true, so also my birth. So the first question answered by Krishna was, my birth is true, like your birth. All that I can remember, anything, whatever I did at any time, but not you. Tanyaham veda sarvani, na tvam vedha. You may be a great soul, still you can't remember all the stuff. I am able to do so. This is the first reply he gave. And then second thing, when you take a birth, you ignore everything that belongs to you in your previous births. But for me, it's not like that. And my birth never blocks, never puts any obstacle in using my abilities. Because I take birth like that. Ajopi san, avyayatma, bhutanam ishwaropi san, I take birth. Three qualities are there, always with me. Ajatva, aja, not having any birth out of karma. That's not there to me. Avyayatma, and my jnana will never take a wrong direction. But yours always chooses a wrong track. So my swabhava is avyaya. It never perishes. And wherever I am, and in whatever form I am the supreme controller of all this cosmos. Bhutanam Isvaraha. Isvara is the supreme controller. For what? Bhutanam, to all the sentient and non-sentient beings, I am the controller, and whenever I take a birth, I can control any object at any place, in any time. These are the three things which are always with me. Why I am able to do that? Because my body permits me to do so, but not your body, because your body is made of clay, prithvi, but my body is made of tejas. Not only that, prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavami. Whatever my original nature, original prakriti is, I take that only as my body, and thus I come here. Prakritim swam, Lord has his own prakriti, that means his own nature. You know, if the president of US goes to some other countries, then along with him his vehicle also goes. Or I may be right? AF1. AF1 also goes along with him. It's AF1 is a flight. But in that, his vehicle also the fireproof vehicle. When he came to Hyderabad, he came like that only. You know, first his vehicle landed and then he landed. That is how he goes, because he wants that his things should be used always. So also whenever God comes in whatever form he comes, whether he comes as a man, whether he comes as an animal like Narasimha, or whether he takes the form of a fish or a turtle, no matter what form he takes, but he brings his own nature. Swaprakriti, swam prakritim adhishtaya sambhavami. I have my own nature to form my own body, and that's how I come. So God's divine form is formed out of 5 Upanishads, they call. Panchopanishanmaya Sarira. Shastra talks about it like that. Pancha Upanishads means not what we read here in temples. You know, while the Abhishekam is going on, then we can hear some mantras being chanted. Not these Pancha Upanishads we are talking about. The scriptures say there are 5 Upanishads which form the body to any being that reaches the celestial abode of God. They have 5 names also. Parameshti, Puman, Visva, Nivrutti, Sarva. These are the 5. Probably they are, as we have the Prithvi, Tejo, Vayu, Akashas. You know, what we call them as a Pancha bhutas. So there also there are Pancha Upanishad with which the body is formed and which is also a Tejas Sarira. I bring that and I form my body here too. Swam Prakritim Adhishtaya. And you said that you are taking birth when your karma forces you to take. That is true. But for me, karma cannot force me. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Atma Mayaya. With my own abilities. Maya is mysterious powers. Maya means which is above our knowledge. Atma Mayaya, I have Vichitra Shakti with me. So with my own ability, with my own mysterious powers, and with my own sankalpa, nobody forces me to take birth. Somebody may be doing penance. But if I deny myself to go there, that's it. I won't go there at all. So I take this birth because I want to be like this. I choose. We can't choose our birth. Are we able to do that? We cannot choose. It is only the choice of God. Our birth is choice of God. Okay? Our birth is not by chance. You know, some people that humans' birth is by chance. But it's not by chance. Nor it is by our choice. But it is a choice of God. He wanted and we came like this. His birth also, with his choice only he takes. So, Atma Mayaya Sambhavami, he replied the fourth question. And then when Krishna asked, what is the reason when you take birth? Then he replied, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. Whenever there is a depletion of practicing dharmas, then I come. Tada atmanam srujami. I release my energy, my ability. What are you doing after taking birth? For which Krishna replied, Paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. These are the things what I do. One is the paritranam, sadhu paritranam we call it. Not just tranam, but sadhu paritranam. Tranam means protection. But paritranam is protecting one, not only that particular person, but whoever is related, whoever are around him, he saves all the souls along with him because they are helping him in some way or the other. And not only that, even when he protects them, with all the things he protects them, just like he protected Kuchela, he protected a Malakara in Bhagavat, like that, that is called Paritrana. And not just to cause nasam to the devilish powers, Vinasaya, to root out all the devilish powers. And Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. And to establish dharmic practices, not only just establishing dharmic practices that everybody will do, but showing him as the ultimate recipient of everything, which is called samsthapana. Otherwise it is sthapana. Samsthapana, you do anything to any object, the recipient, ultimate recipient is Krishna himself. He stops after reaching him, not anywhere in the middle. That is what he said. Sambhavami yuge yuge, and I send myself in every year. That is what he said. These are the 6 replies Krishna gave to Arjuna. Then Arjuna understood. So, explaining about the karma and to prove that it is very authentic, not just discovered for the sake of Arjuna, he went back to the sun, back 28 Chatur Yugas, and then started explaining everything, what, when, how it happened. So, in the 4th chapter, the first part, first quarter, is totally discussing about how God comes onto this earth, how He manifests, what is the reason, what He does, how He takes a manifestation, with what the body is made of. All the issues were discussed. The reason he said that was, whatever I say, as the son obeyed, so also you should obey. If son himself obeyed, then who are you after all, a small, not even a peanut, you must follow. To say that, to insist upon that, he said, first I revealed to the son. So here, prasangat, it's not the main purpose. Main purpose is keeping Arjuna's mind set to practice karma. That's all. But in the prasanga, he explained about his own greatness, swasvabhavoktihi, and after that, karmanaha akarmatasya cha. How you can make the karma as akarma? Is it possible? Karma means you did karma and you want to make it akarma. But how the karma becomes akarma? Karma can give some fruits. Fruits in sense, result. Whatever you do, that becomes a record and that will be stick onto you, so that that turns as a vasana, and those vasanas start showing their impact on you in every activity, in every aspect of your life. You are forced to do karma, but you should make it as akarma. Is it possible? In 4th chapter, Krishna gave a tip as in how best you can make your karma as akarma. What is akarma? Not sticking on to him. For which he said, hey Krishna, hey Arjun, see, I have no duties. I have no responsibilities. Yet I am also doing karma, look. And it's not giving any results on me because I know how to handle the karma. What is the way to handle the karma then? Arjuna asked, and Krishna replied to him saying, Name karma phale spruha. Very simple reply he gave. Namam karmani limpanti. Karmas are not sticking on to me. Why? Because name karma phale spruha. Every action has a result. Right? Every action. But for me, though I do, it never yields any fruit to me because I am not interested in fruits. Not only in fruits, while performing, I never say, I did it. Credit. I don't want that credit also. We start doing a little service and we look here and there, how many people are recognizing us. We want recognition. So we don't want to just give up. But Krishna said, I have nothing. Karmas are not sticking on to him because I have no spruha on karma while performing. Yesterday we discussed about it, right? It is not one man show. Here are 5 people working together. So how do you alone climb the whole thing? It's a collective thing. Karmanaha akarmata. Karmanaha, to the karma. how you have to qualify that so that its results will not bother you. No, that is also revealed, showing him as an example. So eliminate the spruha. Spruha means I want the result, I am the doer, because of me this is happening. Not only just desire, even the feel of just the doership. I am the one who is doing. Without me, how it will happen? After all, I have to do that. Some people, they say, without me, there is an old story. No, an old lady used to say, if I am not waking up with my, what you call that, kumpati, my furnace, with my stove and broomstick, she used to, by the time it is dawning, she used to clean the whole thing, whole ground, and make clean and other things. And one day she thought, if I do not operate the broomstick, if I won't take the broomstick and my stove, then how the sun comes up? Every day after cleaning only sun is coming. So if I stop, sun will not come. So come on, I will stop. So if she stops, no, sun is not going to stop anymore. But people think like that. We people, oh, if I am not here, then what happens? If I don't do this, then who will do that? After all, say, I am the one carrying the whole weight. That's how most of the times we pose. Krishna said, that is spruha. If the spruha is there on an activity you are doing, and you have to experience certain things, and that's inevitable. Learn to practice this way. Karma spruha chhod do. Karmana akarmata. While doing, you should not do that. Doing with the physical, at physical level, bodily you are doing. Anyway, you are forced to do that. Keep doing. But mentally don't get attached to that. Then you will not worry at all. Bhedaha jnanasya. There are different parts. There are different varieties of karmas. What type of karmas you have to do? What type of karmas we have to do? That also was explained in 4th chapter in detail. Consolidating so many yajnas, Krishna came to a sloka saying, Dravya yajnaha, tapo yajnaha, yoga yajnaha, swadhyaya yajnaha, jnana yajnaha, yatayaha samsrita vrataha. In 4th chapter, he classified the yajnas. Like Dravya yajnaha, if you give money to someone, there is also a sort of yajna. That is dravya yajna, because you are spending something and just giving to him. Tapo yajna, one is thinking constantly, that's also a sort of karma. Yoga yajna, reaching to good places, that's also a sort of karma, and you need to convert it as a yajna. Swadhyaya is also a yajna. Swadhyaya is chanting things, studying good books. That is also a sort of yajna. That is karma, and you have to make it as yajna. Varieties of yajnas were explained by Krishna to Arjuna in 4th chapter. And each yajna is a karma again. But karma, if done just as a karma, that is karma, that becomes a bondage. But karma converted as yaga and done, that releases all your bondages. Do you know what you call that? There is a green seed. Gatsakai. Gatsakai not there? Gatsakai there is no. There is a fruit in cement color. The shell is in cement color. Inside there is something. The core will be inside. If one eats, it is called gatsakai in Telugu. No? Kaya is basically a fruit, and its name is gatsakaya. If somebody eats it, They will die. They will die. It's a poison. But if it is processed and taken, that becomes a very powerful medicine. Very powerful medicine. Ladies who won't get children, that will be given as a medicine. In a processed manner. Ayurvedic people do the same thing. But they process it in a way that becomes medicine. If that's not processed, that's a poison. But if it is processed, that's a medicine. That gives birth, that gives life. See? So, jnana, the karma, whatever the practices you are doing, if just you do with your ego and ahankara and like that, then that becomes a bondage. If you do that same karma, converting it as yajna, then that permits all your previous karmas to shatter, and it releases you. It releases you. So that is how you need to do your karma. Then that karma becomes akarma, because you are doing it as yajna. So that's no more karma now. Bhedaha jnanasya mahatmyam. How many varieties of jnanas are there? That is also was explained in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. See, there Krishna said, "Hey Arjun, I am going to explain now to you karma, akarma and vikarma." In 4th chapter Krishna says, talking about karma, akarma, vikarma. Arjuna says, I am not able to understand about karma, and you are adding akarma and vikarma. One simple karma is very, is becoming very unpalatable to me, and just you want me to know about the karma, akarma and vikarma? How can I do that? Then Krishna said, what is akarma, what is vikarma, and how one needs to perform karma. Transferring that or transforming that as yajna. That was explained in 3rd chapter, in 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Bhedaha jnanasya and jnanasya mahatmyam. If that karma could be transformed as yajna, then you can imagine how great that jnana would be. It is just a bhavana. Jnana means it's a bridge of thoughts, as we discussed. And if you use it properly, if you use that thought process properly, that itself makes your karma as a yajna. And that thought process is nothing but a form of jnana. So Arjun, in the 4th chapter, at the end, Krishna said, Nahi jnanena sadrisyam pavitramiha vidyate. So there is nothing equal to jnana, Arjun. So you need to get that jnana. That was what Krishna said. Why? Because jnanam is so pure and so powerful, it is just like the fire which burns all the previous vasanas to ashes. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. At the end of the 4th chapter, he said, Jnanam is a fire. It burns all the karmas to ashes. Then why should I do karma at all? Then it's not burning the karma. It is burning the fruit of the karma, so that you will not be caught up with the result of karma. It never becomes a bondage to you. Jnanasya mahatmyam also was explained in 4th chapter. That is how in 4th chapter Krishna revealed 4 things. 1, why, when, how he incarnates, and then what he does during the incarnation. This is one thing what he explained in 4th chapter at the beginning. Then while performing karma, how one should keep himself detached also was explained there. And third, variety of jnana. What is the first variety of jnana? What is the next variety of jnana? Different ways of using jnana was explained, and greatness of such jnana is also was explained by him. Here I would like to say something. In 2nd chapter, Krishna talked about the whole karma anusthana. In 3rd chapter, that karma anusthana was divided into 2. In each karma there are 2 things incorporated. One is the knowledge, the other is practice part. Right? Someone is operating with the computer, then he is having 2 things with him. One is ability to work. Second, having knowledge how to do that work. That is called jnana part. And whatever that he moves the hands and he does the work, that is karma part. Any karma should be supported by a jnana, always. Without jnanam, are you able to do any activity, any karma? So never. So karma should be supported with a little jnana first, then the ultimate atma jnana comes. While practicing that also, he needs to have that jnana supporting constantly the karma, then only the karma will be perfect. In 3rd chapter, Krishna divided that jnana part and karma part. 3rd part, he totally discussed about the karma part, how it has to be converted as yajna. And in 4th part, he discussed about the jnana part only. And again in the 5th chapter, he mixes up both and represents that to us. Yesterday we discussed about it. One person is shooting with a camera. Before taking camera into hand, you should know what is camera, where to push, how to insert the, the film, where to insert the film, how to insert the film, and how to remove it, how to pack it, how to process it, and then comes other things. So he basically having an idea of what camera is, how it is made, where the levers are, and how to shoot it. This is a jnana. Jnanam is there. Then he got the device, started using his energy to do the karma, supported by the jnana. So what is the jnana? Separated as a 4th chapter. And what is the practice part karma? Separated as 3rd chapter. So 3rd chapter is called Karma Yoga and 4th chapter is called Jnana Yoga. Do you think that Jnanam alone remains like that? What should be the result of acquiring certain Jnana? Some Jnana to do. And do you think that one can do anything without supporting Jnanam? No. Even though Krishna is focusing upon karma in 3rd chapter, Jnanam is there as undercurrent. It will be there anyway because there is a purpose. When Krishna is talking about the Jnana in 4th chapter, again he was talking about the practices, the yajna part as and how it has to be done, supported with the Jnana. Discussed. Focus is on Jnana. See, when we are having the body, in this body there are so many things. Heart is there, lungs are there, kidneys are there, so many things are here in this body. Now, doctors, they are specializing their subjects. Some specializes in heart, another one specializes on lungs, and someone specializes on eyes and throat and ear and nose and kidneys and skin. Each one specializes on a particular part of the body. It doesn't mean that he is ignoring the rest of the body. The heart doctor comes and says, hey, I deal with only the heart. I am not concerned with other parts. Let them go to hell. Definitely he goes to hell. He also goes to hell then. Both will go to hell. Of course, nowadays doctors are becoming highly specialized, not knowing what is the other part. If they deal with the heart, they deal only with the heart. When we were young, then doctors used to come home, family doctors. They know a few things, like if at all you got affected with some problem, then he knows where this disease is coming from. I am not talking about any doctors who are here. They know the family history. So whether the father is having this problem, mother is having this problem, grandpa, grandma is having this problem, knowing that they used to start treatment. No? And even if they get the heart pain, or if they get the stomach pain, if they get the hand pain or head pain, they used to administer the medicine. Now doctors, they won't touch. If he is a heart doctor, he touches only the heart. He is not concerned with the lung. Let something happen to the lung, I am not bothered. I do what is to be done to the heart and just I go. And when in India it is still worse. Here too. If a patient is admitted in a hospital, then even though just he is having some a little stomach pain, doctor just, he is not giving any medicine. He wants him first to go to the scanning machine. Then he goes to the scan. Then someone recommends to the ultrasound, then he goes there. Then he recommends to some pathologist, then he goes there. And he recommends to someone else, then he goes there. If he lives till then it's fine. Then the doctor wants to touch him. Basing upon the reports, the heart doctor checks only the heart and says, okay, this is like this, and then he goes. Then the other person comes and he deals with the lung. Then he checks the lungs and then he goes on his own. Then the kidney doctor comes and he checks the kidneys and then he goes on his own. After all, it is the patient whose parts these are all. Every part is mine. You may not be, concerned with my heart being a lung specialist, but lungs are also mine, and heart is also mine, and body is also mine, throat is also mine, and eyes are also mine. I should be all right. Right? He says, whatever is to be done to the kidneys, I did. That's it. So I don't know what's happening to the other part. It shouldn't be the case. No, it shouldn't happen that way. Each one is related to the other one. A holistic approach is very important. But before going to treat the holistic problem, you need to have the consultation of a specialist, because they know more deeper into that particular thing than any other person, than any other doctor. So also Krishna, while discussing the whole, what you call that, to setting right the life in a right way, practicing his own duties, but he is separating the things like separated karma, separated jnana, and then discussing whole about karma, discussing about jnana, and how to link both of them. Not just knowing about karma is important. Not about knowing, the knowledge is important. How to link up knowledge with the karma, that is important. And while practicing that karma, where to dedicate the fruit. Now, in spite of your not desiring for fruit, still the fruits come. Then how to accept them, or where to leave them, and how to leave them. 5th chapter is that. So, discussed karma, discussed jnana, and then in 5th chapter he discussed about karma sannyasa yoga. Sannyasa means dedicating it to sat. What that sat? That's a different thing. So you have to put the sat. So karma should be dedicated on someone. How? On whom you have to dedicate? That was discussed in 5th chapter again. Otherwise, what happens in Bhagavad Gita, if you read the 2nd chapter, 3rd, 4th and 5th, it appears as if he is repeating the same thing. Asking Arjuna to do the karma, and again asking Arjuna to practice jnana, and asking Arjuna to dedicate the things. It's not repetition. It looks like repetition, but not repetition at all. Concentrating on certain points. So, 4th chapter mainly deals with the jnana part of karma. Okay? Karma has two things. One side is the denomination and the other side is the face. So also karma, one side jnanam, one side practice. When you take both of them, that becomes karma, yoga. And after doing that karma as yoga, the result should be dedicated to X. That is 5th chapter. So in this 4th chapter, the things discussed were swasvabhavoktihi, when, why, how God incarnates. His own incarnation, details of his own incarnation were discussed at the beginning, and then while practicing the karma, how you have to convert it as akarma, that is jnana, how many differences there in jnana, and the greatness of jnana. Differences, yes, bhedaha jnanasya. How many varieties of jnanas are there while doing the jnana, while learning the things, These are the things discussed in 4th chapter.
So karma yoga simply means doing a karma with the knowledge of how to do the karma. Is that right or?
No. Yoga means upaya. Upaya means to attain divinity. Okay? Yoga means yoga sannahana upaya. That is how the the Amarakosya says, Yoga means upaya. Upaya means which takes you closer to the goal. Which separates you from the goal is called apaya. Which takes you closer is called upaya. Okay? That takes closer to the goal is a means, is a vehicle. You need to make karma as a vehicle to attain the divinity. How karma becomes a means, a right means? First of all, doing it perfectly, then knowing for whose sake you are performing. After performing, where it to be dedicated. When the fruit comes, again how to receive it. If not, you are wishing for that. If not, you are interested in that, and where it to be left. If we know these things and then do, that becomes karma yoga. That becomes a real means. Otherwise, it catches you up. No, you did karma, and then said, I did it. That means again, you became free. You got up there, right? Because you don't want the result, you don't want the fruit. So you say, I don't want to do karma at all. You left the karma. Then you're lost. You did karma without attachment, but fruit came. And then you said, oh, no, after all, anyway, it is coming now. I am not interested, but still it's coming. Come on, let me accept it. And then you accept the fruit and started enjoying it. That means again you are lost.
That you mean to the soul.
Soul, not the man.
The soul, it starts wishing something, then it starts doing karma. Is that right? Wish. Suppose if soul has a wish, then it's get into the karma process. And granting the wish or not granting the wish is again controlled by Paramatma.
No, wish. Yeah, wishing something should be translated to action.
Yeah, but
it has to come to an action.
But
To do the action and to put it in the practice, you need energy. That energy is supplied by God, that's all.
What about the wish?
No matter. If you want to do wrong, still He supplies the energy. If you want to do right, still He supplies the energy. His duty is to supply the energy. It's like a joint account in a bank. You are the main operator. But His signature is also important. Unless He puts the signature, you just can't draw the money. But before putting signature, He gives all sorts of advices to you. If you do this, this is the loss. You have to face these problems. If you do this, you will gain. So these are the things which you have to cross through. And this is how it goes. This is how it goes. He always keeps Himself available for all sorts of advices. And He gives everything. In spite of that, if you are just interested to go for it, then He says, fine, go.
Why He is allowing like that?
Because you have your own independence. You don't want to hurt you. He never interested in hurting you. All that He wants to convince. If you are not able to convince, means your previous karmas are showing lot of impact on you. So that just you are rejecting His, or you are refusing to accept His thoughts. Then He says, come on, let them get ripened. So just He leaves for you, and then He allows you, He's out of the body, and just keep going up and up and up and up and up. That's it. How long and how far? No end. Just keep going. That is moksha for them. And concept of moksha for you may be something different. Right? So whatever moksha he thought, probably he must have attained. Whatever moksha for you, he may not. Okay?
Just explain to my son who I challenged him not to eat. He said, yeah, Vivekananda did it, why can't I do it?
He is not a Vivekananda at all.
So that's why I just studied him. And the other school stopped it. And the other school said, no, the Brahmins and sages were eating meat and drinking the liquor. Does that mean that in the Vedas there is no prohibition?
In Vedas also there is prohibition. But in Pitrikarmas they were doing. In spite of prohibition, they were doing that. So though no rishis attained moksha at all. That's why rishis were suffering a lot in the forest. When Rama went to the forest, then he reached Sutikshna ashram. Sutikshna was also a great sage. So when he went there, all the sages came and said, hey Ram, look at the bodies, how many are here? All these guys were suffered from the demons. Probably you have to save us. Then Rama went to Agastya. Slowly going all the ashrams. Finally Rama went to Agastya and got his grace. He took the blessings from him and then went to Panchavati and then constructed a small kutir. There he started living. Agastya did the whole thing later. So why Rama has to protect the sages? When they are having tremendous penance with them, they would have cursed just all the demons. But they couldn't do that because, as you said, and a few of them are meat eaters. And those who are like that, and they were suffering a lot. So don't think that becoming a rishi means just, just having a beard and doing some tapas in the forest. There are so many people like that, doing the tapas. But knowing it correctly, practicing it well, that makes one man to attain moksha. And again, as I said, moksha means what you believe as moksha, you may attain if you are perfect in your practice. And the concept of moksha for you, for me, for X, Y, it may differ. In Veda, there are so many ways given. Kaivalya is a moksha. Sayujya is a moksha. Kaivalya means just sitting alone and experiencing his own divinity, his own form. That is a sort of moksha. Somebody wants that. If somebody wants that, definitely he may get that if his practice is good. His karma yoga is good. Somebody wants to serve God, thinking that is the moksha. Then for that guy, again, the practice is a little bit different. And then he has to choose that path and he may attain. For everyone it is, he may only. We won't say that if you believed in some sort of moksha, you are becoming that. There is a concept called Tarkikas. Did you hear ever? Logicians, we call them as Tarkikas or Nayayikas, we call them. Moksha for them is something different. They perceive moksha in a different way. See, now we are crossing through sorrows and joys. Because we have the body, we are crossing through sorrows and joys. If there is no body at all, because we have jnana, we are able to perceive sorrow and joy. If there is no jnana at all, don't say peace. We don't know what happens. Yeah, somebody may make pieces. Then they said, becoming a stone is moksha for them. Pashana kalpaha moksha. So the soul, after the last karma got exhausted. No, there are so many karmas, right? So they say it is charama karma dvamsa. And so many karmas are there. When the final karma also got, what do you call that, extinguished or just removed, then the soul becomes stone. Because there is no sorrow, there is no joy. That's it. But Veda says, even in the stone also there are souls which are suffering a lot. See, for the soul here in this body, it's able to express things, able to use its knowledge, its jnana. Similar soul is there in the stone, not able to use its jnana. How painful it would be. See, you being in this body, somebody closed your nose, mouth, ears and so on, then how you will be? It has to be tested. Terrible suffocation. Souls, to cross through certain papa results, they will be given the form as stone. So in that, sit down, they will be suffocating. They're crossing through the suffocation constantly. How long? We don't know. Till it loses its form. Till the stone loses its form. He will be there only. So in the stone also, Veda says, a soul, and he is suffering there. But the perception of Nayayikas is such, they want to become a stone. That's fine. That is moksha for them. They believed in that concept. Don't say that whether it is right or wrong. They believed that way. If they practice what the sages found that doctrine, definitely they may become stones. That means they attain moksha, no doubt. What you perceive as moksha, for which, again, what is the practice ordained? And if you are sincere in the practice, you may attain your moksha. That's all. So Vivekananda also would have attained that moksha, what he perceived as moksha. But not necessarily what Veda said, whatever Veda said. Okay.
Can we definitely say that somebody has attained moksha even if they don't?
Because we not have gone there.
So we don't.
So we have direct phone lines and contact there. Or at least have a satellite connection. This, see, in Shastras it described a few things. These are to be followed. Those who followed sincerely, they must have attained, no doubt. Yes. But we can decide, or we can say that this guy was practicing really well. When can we say that? He is flawless. When can we decide that?
When we know what is flawless. When we have the knowledge what is flawless. To say somebody is flawless, we should know.
No, when you're better than one,
How do you know the flaws of him?
Swabhava we cannot.
How do you know that? You are not just scanning him all the 24 hours, all the 360s of 364 and a half days. Is it possible? Then, how do you decide that he is right or wrong? So, you can decide then when he is on the four shoulders. Till then you can't. Okay? After that, then the society decides that he is really great. Not at the condolence speech, but in their heart. The great people feel that in their heart, and then that comes out of them. So he is really a model for us. Then you can decide, oh, probably he practiced well, so that we also can follow them. That is how it has to be decided, not just by seeing something at the face value. You can't decide that. Seeing something superficially, you just cannot decide. Okay? Yesterday we were talking about it, right? Somebody may be always cheerful and always blissful and always gracing, but still we don't know what is in his heart, how he is. So it cannot be just taken for granted by seeing something,
Swami, alcohol, homeopathy uses a lot of alcohol in medicine, and Ayurveda, they use.
It is for patients. As a medicine, yes, that's fine. But don't become a patient, that's my suggestion. You need not become a patient. Homeopathy, any medicine, and if there is no other option, then yes. For the sake of survival, everything is okay. Other than that, everything is wrong.
There are some food supplements which has wheat or something like that. So can we take that kind of medicine?
Sure. It's not like, usually nowadays doctors are saying egg is a full meal. They give a lot of publicity to the egg nowadays. Unbelievable publicity to the eggs. Because hatcheries are being increased. So somehow they have to do so, So they manage in some way or the other that the egg should be eaten. And doctors are the persons, they are the culprits, making the people to eat them. As you said, whatever the egg gives, there are so many products which are easily available and which are equally good. So such things, if available from Sattvic recommended foods, you can definitely go for them only. But he is asking about the homeopathic medicine and alcohol, right? Even that also, what I say, it may be meat at times if you are not having anything to eat and you are about to lose your life, and that's only the thing available to you, then eat it. If that's the case, then eat it. Without that, you are not just able to survive, then do that. Otherwise, no. Now, let us chant the sloka.
How to define karma?
Yes.
Yoga.
No. The difference is when you call karma yoga and then jnana yoga, right? When you call it karma yoga, karma dominates, jnana will be behind. When you call it jnana yoga, jnana will be dominating, supported by the karma. Both are always together. You just can't separate them. Okay? But what is taking the top priority? When you are learning, it is the jnana always takes top place. But when you are practicing, it is the karma that is always on the top. Then you won't see the jnana. But when you are learning now here, it's only the jnana yoga. But here, you are learning something and trying to understand something, still it is for practice only. Right? So karma is now in the second place. Jnana is in the primary place. Prasangat swasvabhavoktihi.
Prasangat swasvabhavoktihi. Prasangat swasvabhavoktihi.
Karmano karma karyata.
Karmano
Karmatasyacha. Bhedah jnanasya mahatmyam. Jnanasya bhedah jnanasya mahatmyam cha. Differences in jnana and also the greatness of the jnana. Chaturdhadhyaya uchyate.
Chaturdhadhyaya uchyate. Chaturdhadhyaya uchyate.
Right. No.
Vedaha, the ha is missing.
Here it is not there. Is it there?
Bhedaha.
Oh, somewhere but not in front of printing it. The ha is.
I correct it. The essence of 5th chapter. Karma yogasya saukaryam.
Karma yogasya saukaryam. Karma yogasya saukaryam.
Saighriyam.
Saigriyam.
Kaschana tadvidhaha. Brahmajnana prakarascha. Panchamadhyaya uchyate. In the 5th chapter, Karma Yogasya Saukaryam. How to perform the Karma Yoga? Where to dedicate the karma, the result of the karma, That is what is explained in 5th chapter at the beginning. Second thing is Saigriyam Karma Yogasya Saigriyam. If one starts performing karma, he achieves the goal faster than practicing jnana, because jnana is a strange thing for the body. Body is given to practice karma, not to fill up with jnana. The very purpose of body is karma. So being in the body which should be used for karma, and just you want to use it for jnana, that is very difficult thing, because it always bothering us to do something. It demands something to be, to eat something, right? To eat something you need to earn something, right? To earn something you need to do something, right? To do something and you have to learn something. To learn something you have to go to something. And to go to something and you have to gain something and you have to eat again. This is the process for which the body is. Because body is a placement. This is a placement. It's a job given to you, to the soul. So when the job is given, being in the job and you say that I'm not interested in doing and just I want to learn something, means you are not supposed to be in the place. You've been appointed as a programmer. Just keep programming things. And you say, I go to school and learn, but I want to get the salary every month. That's not right. So being in the body, not doing things is always wrong, because body is given for that. If you do so in a appropriate manner, that's a very easier way, because body also cooperates then. Being in the body, and if you stop doing, body also won't cooperate. Body stops cooperating with you. That was Bhishmacharya. Bhishmacharya was really great. When Draupadi was disrobed, then actually he wanted to get out. He was supposed to. He knows that. Either he would have stopped, otherwise he would have gone out. He didn't stop, nor he went out. He was just witnessing. Draupadi asked at the end, why did you go like that? Then he said, yes, Draupadi, I know that well. But I said, I am the owner, but my servants are not listening to me. What can I do? I am in the body, but my body is not cooperating with me. I said, come on, get up. But legs are not carrying me. I said, come on, have senses, just don't see that. But they are not cooperating with me. Why? Because it is a salt I ate from Duryodhana. It is the food I ate from Dhritarashtra that made my body not able to just stand and walk out. Tinna uppu prabhavam. Sirira na maate venle. What can I do then? So just I was witnessing, and because I committed a sin like that, see, this is the result of mine, my own sin. I was in the bed of arrows for 1.5 months, uncared. So pitiable thing it is, right? Nobody came. Nobody dressed him. Nobody gave him a drop of water even. When the war was finished, everybody went to their own places. Who were remained? Most of them have gone. All the 18 Akshahinis have gone. But very few who remained, just they left the war field. Even Pandavas, including Pandavas. After they winning the war, they were not there. They went to Hastina, that's all. And alone, just he was lying in the war field on the arrow's bed. Nobody cared, We don't know how many crows, how many other birds were constantly bothering him. We don't know how many ants, how many flies, how many mosquitoes are eating that body. Totally drenched out, dried up. This is the reason. See, the salt, whatever I have eaten, is totally gone. Now the body is cleaned. So I am able to say something now to you, my little child. Because he was preaching all the dharmas to Pandavas then. At the end, when he was just about to leave this world, then Krishna brought all of them and then he made him to say all the dharmas. Then he was preaching all the dharmas. After listening to them, Draupadi asked, laughing at him, "Now you are preaching so many dharmas, Tata. What happened then?" He replied this. I know that I'm doing that, but I became helpless. And this is the result. And all the sin and all the food with which this body is formed is totally gone out. Now it's only a skeleton. Nothing is remaining. So the inner abilities, whatever I possessed earlier, were just start coming out, So I'm able to recollect and I'm able to say something to you now. That's the reason, With body, doing karma is very easy. This is just like, releasing water downwards. In the body, trying to do something jnana, that is against the flow. Because body is not used to do that. And you want to do that through the body, which is wrong. It is just like taking the coconut leaf and trying to cut the wall. Is it possible? No. So, while you are in the body, it's not jnana that's recommended for you. It is only karma that's recommended for you because the body is meant for karma. Know how to do, how to support the jnana to practice, then the karma becomes easier. 5th chapter deals with how you can do your karmas easily and well. For which, in 5th chapter, first he said what karma is and how you have to do that. While describing that, first he said, any movement in your body is a karma. No matter whether it is blinking the eye, moving the hand, exhaling and inhalation, everything, every activity is a karma. Pasyan, srunvan, sprusen, jigran, asnen, gachan, swapan, swasen, pralapan, visrujan, grunhan, unmishan. How many activities it described, You are listening, you are watching, you are thinking, you are stretching, you are bending, you are raising, you are sitting, sleeping. Some people think, if I sleep, no karma. Sleeping itself is a karma. No, I gave up all my karmas. Then are you breathing? Breathing is also a karma. If you are not breathing, that's fine. You gave up all the karmas. But that happens only once.
He cannot admit also.
Yes.
He cannot say that I gave up all karma.
Then he will never argues. If you take him to the fire, then if he says, no problem, I'm all right. Or if you just drop in the water, then also he says, I'm all right. And no questions are asked then. No arguments then. That is what he said. But while doing all these things, he said, Padma Patram iva ambhasa you do. Do you know what it means? Padma Patram iva ambhasa. Usually, the interpretation we listen to that is something different than what it is here. What people say is, try to be like a drop of water on the lotus leaf. Krishna didn't say that there. As the lotus leaf stays, thus you live, not just as a drop of water. They give that example to be untouched with all the things. But he didn't say that. Padma patram ambhasa yadha nalipyate tadha you must be there. Kadu. Neeti meeda tamarakulaga. It should be the other way around. See, tamaraku, a lotus leaf is born in the dirt, grown up in the dirt, coming out from the dirt, still it is in the dirt, eating the dirt, surviving by the dirt, not touched to the dirt. It's untouched. Being in that, surviving with that, still it is untouched. How pure the leaf would be? Are you able to stand in the dirt like that? Standing away, you apply everything to your body. But it being in that, surviving on that, still it is untouched to the dirt. That is the samsara you are living in. And you should be like a lotus leaf. Karma yogasya saukaryam is that. So if you practice karma yoga, that makes you to be like that. And how to be that way? Then Krishna gave a few tips in 5th chapter. And how the Brahmajnana comes? He gave an example like Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Sunicha Svepakecha. Samadarshitvam is something what you have to be, what you have to learn. How the Samadarshitvam comes then? Then Krishna gave a few practices like na pravrushyet priyam prapya. When you get something that is interesting, then don't hit the roof. When you get something that is not interested in, you are not desiring for, or you are not interested in something, still it comes to you, don't hate it. And whatever comes to the physical level, and don't be attached to them. So many things he has given like that. How to control the kama, krodha, and how one can become sukhi. What the Brahmajnana is also described in that. Brahmajnana prakarascha. Brahmajnana is thinking God as your eternal friend, eternal companion, and also enjoyer of all the fruits of your karma. He is the one who enjoys, not you. But unfortunately, we stop sending that to him. He wants to take it. We are not interested in sending that to him. You know what happens is, food is coming to the mouth and mouth rejects to send it to the stomach. That is what we are. See, if you send the food to the mouth, it sends to the throat. That sends it to the stomach. Stomach also not keeping it with it. If stomach says, why should I send it to you? Let me keep it with me alone. Indigestion problem, that is. Stomach also, after receiving the whole stuff, digesting the whole thing, distributing to different parts of the body, and again the stomach is very clear. Nothing it keeps with it. So also, then you say, I am satisfied. I am satisfied. The stomach sending everything to you, and you also should send the same thing to God behind, saying, it is you who did it. But we allow that to come to us, but we don't send it to him. It is like, one person in the government counter receiving all the taxes you pay to the government. He collects all the taxes you paid and he puts in his own account. What happens then? He will be arrested. That is how you are arrested now. That's why you are here. Now you are under arrest, is the karma. That is samsara. So, don't keep it with you. Just send it back to him. Because he is the bhokta. That is what is called, Krishna wanted us to understand this. Yajna tapasam bhokta. At the last sloka of 5th chapter, Krishna said, Yajna tapasam bhoktaram jnatva shantim richyati. Then only you get peace. Otherwise you won't get peace. If you send everything to me, I'll take care. Because I know how to take care of you. So send everything to me and then be happy. Is it possible for us?
Is that bad things to you?
Bad, definitely. Whatever will not work, then we say that he is the one responsible. And whatever he graces, then we say it is me who did it. No, there are some cloths available in market, especially to offer to God. Yeah. దేవుడు కల్పించే బట్టలు అంటారు వాటిని. So they are not for him, they are only for God. No, some fruits are specially made for God. Some flowers are made specially for God. Nowadays people have started making flowers with papers. They are for God. They are to offer to God. అలాంటి దేవుడికి అర్పించాలనిపిస్తుంది, మంచిగా అర్పించాలనిపించదు. బట్ కృష్ణ సెట్ భోక్తారం యజ్ఞతపసాం సర్వలోక మహేశ్వరం సుహృదం సర్వభూతానాం మా జ్ఞాత్వా శాంతిముచ్యతే. Realize I am very kind-hearted. He is not a taskmaster. Remember that. He is a very, very, very kind-hearted. Suhrut. God's name is Suhrut. Suhrut means what? Yes. He is not just a friend. He is kind-hearted. Friend means who is in same age group. We call it the Maitri. But Krishna didn't say it's Maitri. I am a Suhrut, having good heart. Some people, they may be younger than us, but having good heart, they may give us right guidance. Some people may be too old, yet having concern for us, they may give us good guidance. Right? They are called as Suhrut. And the quality they possessed, Sauhardam. We call it Sauhardam. So he is having that Sauhardam towards us, towards all the beings. And he promised that also. Suhrudam sarva bhutan